Hey, so welcome back. On the last video I was talking about how we can let go of anxiety and a process to let go of it and retrain your mind. Now, myself and Paul, my father, were just talking about this, and we were thinking about what else we could actually give you to add to that, but also be able to replicate in other situations. And we were thinking about the training that we run. I'm the NLP practitioner, which is an NLP training, neuro-linguistic programming. We do a process called anchoring. Now, I don't want to go into the technicalities of anchoring and the specifics of what it means, but you could say that when you go through a situation and you feel a certain emotion, the two become neurologically sometimes interlinked. That's why when people have phobias, they go in a situation, they see, say for example, the spider, and then they feel the fear, and the two become neurologically associated. So every time they see the spider again in the future, they then feel the emotion of fear. It's like they're training up the mind that way, or the unconscious mind's doing that anyway. Now, how can we reverse that? Well, the way we do this is, if we can get into a state of empowerment, whether it be confidence or laughter or motivation, when we feel that emotion, and then we apply a certain stimulus to, or even stimulus really, or a stimulus, we can then begin to allow them to become interlinked. And by that means that when you get into that state or that feeling of empowerment, and we just apply maybe a touch on maybe the two fingers here, and we have a bit of strength there on the fingers, the two become neurologically interlinked. And if we stack that up and do it a few times, that means the body, every time you do this yourself, you'll be able to feel those good feelings. Now personally, I did this even before I got into NLP, where my dad Paul helped me in an interview, where he said if I wanted to feel very cool and very relaxed and not blush, and I used to blush back then. So we ultimately set up an anchor where every time I did this, I'd actually feel cool inside, and it worked absolutely amazing. So that's the type of process I want to do with you today. So the first step of the process is to recall an emotion that you'd like to have whenever you desire. So it could be a feeling of confidence, a feeling of laughter, a confidence, maybe a motivation. And as you think about that feeling, just think about a time where you may have had it in the past. So just go ahead and think about a specific situation where you would have felt that emotion, that empowering feeling. Now as you do that, I want you to imagine, as you close your eyes, go back to that time, see what you saw, hear what you heard, and then really feel the feelings that you felt. And when you really feel those emotions inside of that emotion, what I want you to do is just apply those two fingers, the thumb and the index, together. So feel the feeling and press the two fingers together there, or the thumb and the finger. And just hold that for a few seconds. And as you feel that good feeling, then you can release. Now you can open your eyes again. I want you to think of another situation now. Now it could be the same type of feeling that you had, or maybe a different feeling that you'd like to add to it. So maybe you did confidence the first time, and now you want to put a bit of motivation to it. So go ahead and think about a specific feeling you'd like to have, same or different, and then think of a specific situation where you had it. Now as you do that, close your eyes, see what you saw, hear what you heard, and then feel the feeling that you felt at that time. And really allow that feeling to get bigger and stronger, as if it's spinning around inside of you, getting so good, and it allows you to feel so good inside. And when you've got it to that peak level, that peak state in your mind and body, apply those two fingers, the same two fingers, the index finger and the thumb together. So squeeze the fingers together and feel the feeling. Just hold that there and feel the real wonderful feeling. And then you can open your eyes again. And now if you want, you can think of another feeling, another emotion, or maybe the same one, but just choose a different event this time. So as you think of maybe a new feeling that you'd like to have, or the same feeling, think about another time where you had that feeling, a specific time in the past. Now as you do that, go back to that time and close your eyes. See what you saw, hear what you heard, and really feel the feelings that you felt. Really get in touch with those feelings and build it up stronger and stronger. Imagine it maybe being a colour inside of you, and allow that to get bigger and bolder and more vibrant. Spin it maybe faster and faster around. And as you do that, when it's at a peak state, squeeze those fingers together, the thumb and finger together, and really squeeze them together, and the two will become neurologically interlinked as you feel that feeling there. And as you've got it to the peak state, then you can release the finger and the thumb again and open your eyes. Now I want to do this one more time, where you choose another feeling that you'd like to have, any feeling that you desire. So if you had it in the future, it'll allow you to be really empowered or really free to be the real you. As you think of that feeling, close your eyes and think of a specific time where you had it. And go back to that time. See what you saw, hear what you heard, and really feel those feelings. Allow that feeling to go wherever it goes in the body. Allow it to expand and double, bigger and bolder and brighter, so it really resonates inside. And as you do that, and it's really, really strong inside, squeeze the thumb and finger together the exact same way as we have already. Squeeze them together, and now the two become more neurologically interlinked. And as you squeeze them together, then you can release the fingers, and now open your eyes. Good, so now your eyes are open. What I want you to do is just squeeze the same thumb and finger together and notice how you feel. Now, if you did this, you'll notice that you begin to recall those feelings and have those feelings there. So that means any time in the future where you really want these feelings, you can then fire off this, what we call an anchor, the thumb and the finger, and squeeze them together, and then it will give a trigger to your unconscious mind to recall those empowering feelings. So just try it again. Squeeze the thumb and finger together and you'll feel the feelings there. That means we begin to retrain your mind, and you can do this for anything. Think about things, the type of feelings that you'd like to have. Go back to a time in the past where you had it and recall those feelings and squeeze the fingers together. But to add on top of that, any time in the future where you just naturally feel good, maybe you fell down laughing, or maybe you succeeded in something, you feel really, really good. When you feel those empowered states, squeeze the thumb and finger together, and then we're ultimately topping it up. We're adding to that resource anchor. We're adding to that empowerment anchor there. So whenever you in the future that you feel good, just stack it up. That's all you've got to do, and the two become neurologically interlinked. That means your body remembers that when you do this, you feel the feeling. And you can do that for anything in the future. So what I want you to do is think about that time in the future and squeeze the fingers together and feel how empowered you feel about that. So I hope you enjoyed that process. Ultimately, it's about how you can change your mind and change your emotional state whenever you desire. And you can train up your unconscious mind to do that anytime, any way, in any situation. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I look forward to seeing you and speaking to you soon.